What's up, everybody? Thank you for attending. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to my channel. Here to talk to you today about positivity. It's something that we all want. It makes the whole world a better place. It makes our experience of the world a better place. And we all admire people who are always positive. Now, I talked before about serotonin, that kind of happiness chemical, and all the things that meditation boosts, how it'll give you a sense of purpose in life, even if you don't know your true full purpose. And I think that your purpose kind of changes with stages in your life. You know, your purpose right now is not going to be the same purpose 20 years from now. And if you're young like myself, I'm 27, and you think that you have found your absolute life purpose in your 20s, probably wrong. So it is what it is. Your purpose changes even from day to day, moment to moment. But we want to come more in touch with that. The quality of your thoughts, whether your thoughts be positive or negative or neutral even, it will impact your physical world and your reality. So the mind and the physical world are very intertwined. They can't be separated. Two people go to a movie, one says it was good, one says it was bad. This is all on their perception. So meditation can help you recognize where your perception is at and change that perception if you're not really happy with where it's at. And we want to change that to a more positive perception. Mind naturally sees the negative. This is a protection mechanism, okay? But that protection mechanism can ruin our lives without us knowing it, because we're always thinking and feeling negatively. And when you do that, you go into the world with that, and the world kind of gives it back to you. And that's not what we want. If you're in a room with 10 people, you want to be the positive person in there, and you want to have a stronger energy of positivity than everyone else who has the energy of negativity, which you can't stay amongst them forever and maintain that. You will end up becoming negative. All right, so in physics, they now know that everything is energy. Now, when I was in school and they showed us an atom, they showed us proton, neutron, electron, how they moved around and everything. And I've heard Dr. Joe Dispenza speak about how, well, what is the rest of the atom? 99% of the atom is just open space. What is the rest of that? It's the energy of the atom. So we now know that in physics, everything in the universe is energy. It's some form of energy. We all know this because if you saw the photos in your science book when you were a kid, the solid, liquid, and gas, how the atoms moved, even the solids were vibrating. So this phone, this notebook, and myself are vibrating. Vibes, energy is creating this. Your energy is shaping the world at all times. It's shaping your reality at all times. So if your thoughts, words, and actions are negative, you're going to perceive your reality as negative. If your thoughts, words, and actions are positive, you'll begin to perceive your reality as a more positive reality, okay? So if you can move into that positive state, your life will improve in ways that you now think are impossible. 100% guaranteed this will happen to you. We've all heard the wealthy person say, just staying positive helped me so much on my journey. Meditation can help us do that. It helps us with that awareness that you will begin to see your thoughts. It happened with myself. I naturally noticed that my thoughts went from being negative. A lot of times I was playing out negative stories in my mind. I was thinking about negative things, negative interactions. I was projecting negative interactions in the future as well. I watched them naturally turn positive. So I began to think about good experiences in my life. I could think about the same exact experience that I was thinking negative of, and I could find positivity in it. So we can think it in our minds and feel it in our hearts. One thing is, I've touched on this before, remembering that we're all one. We're all together. Imagine us as grains of sand on the beach. If you are thinking, feeling, and acting negatively, you're polluting the whole beach. If you're sitting alone at home by yourself and you're thinking negative thoughts, you are going to take those into the world. So we have to become aware of our thoughts at all times. as much as possible, because you'll never do it all the time, but as much as possible, we want to become aware of our thoughts so we can see the quality and the nature of them, whether they're positive, negative, or neutral. And we want to, if we're thinking positive or negatively, we want to be able to flip that on its head and think positively. In the moment, if you can do that, that's a beautiful thing to be able to recognize, oh, I'm thinking negatively, and then find the light in that situation and flip it to positivity. And if you're thinking positive, you'll notice it too. If you start thinking positively at home when you're alone by yourself, you'll get out in public and people will look at you. People will want to talk to you. They'll come around you and they'll smile when they're around you and they'll be much nicer to you. And this all just, it's a domino effect, a snowball effect for everybody. Everybody feels better because you are thinking positively. You impact the entire universe with your thoughts in small incremental ways. We're all connected. What makes something a law? Everyone agrees that this is something we should or should not do. And if we all begin to think that murder is okay, murder will then become okay. And we can all kill people. We know this. There's like some town out in California that has no laws. There's like no police and they do whatever they want. So they all believe that everything is okay all the time. You can just do what you want. You can go steal from people, you can beat people up, you can murder people, you can take someone's wife, commit adultery, whatever it is. You get the point. You can do whatever you want. So we all agree on certain things that make our reality what it is. So with that, we have a ton of loneliness, isolation, and depression nowadays. Why? Because we're all thinking these same thoughts. This is what happened with COVID. Everyone moved into a state of fear, so things got locked down and restricted more and more and more because everyone moved into a state of fear and everyone believed that everyone acted through this fear. And we all know it to be true. There's crazy things that happened during COVID. I was living alone like a monk, meditating all the time. I was as sober as I could be. And I was just meditating. And when COVID happened, I recognized that, first of all, I've done sales now, and I know that if you can put someone in a state of fear, you can sell them anything. You can sell them their own death. If you can just put them in a state of fear, because fear is the lowest, most base emotion that we can feel. If you're in a fearful state, anybody can manipulate you and move you anywhere you want to go. But that is something that happened to a lot of people, is they were put into the state of fear, and so they were sold things that, and I don't mean physical things, they were sold thoughts and ideas that were not necessarily true. They didn't necessarily have to feel that way. They didn't have to act that way. And we all know it was kind of depressing, like walking around, being around everybody. And I know when I would go to the grocery store and people would stay away from you and move away, that made me sad. I was like, man, why can we not like act like normal people? We can't talk to each other. And then I would go to church and you couldn't hold hands anymore. You couldn't shake people's hands. Everybody started fist bumping. I swear I'd never been fist bumped by a 50-year-old man. They always shook my hand. It's a sign of respect. And that was one thing I really didn't like. I was like, man, why can we not just shake hands? Like, this is how you connect with someone you've never met before. It's that physical touch. You look someone in their eyes. This is how we connect. This is man to man. We're shaking hands, we're connecting with each other. And that fist bump just felt fake. It felt like, I'm not connecting with you. Like, you could lie to me right now, you could do whatever you want, because you felt no connection to me either. And I didn't like that. I did not enjoy that. So I'm very glad that it's all over. I've talked before about how I was seen as a leader, and this is something that I can't avoid. I remember I would go out drinking with my buddies in the military, and 3 of us lived in this house together, and we'd have other guys over. So let's say there's 6, 7 of us in this house. We're all pre-gaming, having our drinks, blasting music, whatever. We're getting a pump, lifting some weights, doing whatever. We're about to go out and get these girls. So we'd be doing that, and people would be ready to leave, and I noticed that they would come to me and say, hey Nick, like, we're ready to go, bro. Let's leave. Let's go. And they were always checking in with me first. We'd go to a bar and they'd come and talk to me. Hey man, we're ready to leave. We're trying to go here, there, do. It was always ran by me first if we were going to leave. So something I realized as I started meditating more and kind of breaking my life down was that I have been blessed and cursed. I always say blessed. I don't like to say cursed, but it's your perception. But I have been blessed with this energy that I can't walk into a room without being noticed and without influencing people around me. People are influenced by me without me trying to influence them. I remember when I joined the military, everybody told me when I was going to basic training, just duck your head, don't talk a lot, don't do a lot, don't bother anybody, and you'll get through basic training and you'll sail right through and it'll be easy. They won't even notice that you're there. And people would tell me that, and I was like, you don't know me. You do not know what's going to happen. And what happened? The very first day that we were there, we were going into chow, and they called me out. I had to go up front, in front of everybody. There's 50 dudes there, and we had a sister flight. So there's 50 girls here too, and they're all getting to listen to me yell at the top of my lungs 4 or 5 times. They made me keep yelling it. Although I'm yelling as loud as I possibly can, they're telling me to yell louder. And so they picked me out to do that. And then the next day, they put me in charge. We all have a different energy that we carry from birth, and that's what makes the world a beautiful place and helps us all cooperate. So I recognized that I would talk to my friends on the phone. They would call me and they would say certain things, and I was like, that was me. They're saying that because of me, because I influenced them to think that way, and it was negative. And so I started flipping that. I flipped it right on its head and said, I have to be positive because people are influenced by me whether I want them to be influenced by me or not. So I have this responsibility that I've been given by God to carry this positivity about me to impact other people positively everywhere I go. You might be that empathetic person where you're really understanding of other people, and everyone can recognize that you are that kind of person, but you could lose that empathy in your negativity. So we want to create that positivity so you can see why it's a great thing that you're that person. Maybe you're that empathetic person naturally, but you wanted to be that leader. And so now you're jealous of everybody who is a leader. You're envious of them. And now you have lost your natural gift. You have squandered your natural gift because of your negativity. So we want to move you into that positivity so you can maximize your own gift, your own unique special gift. We all have these different personalities, and we all have this different energy that we naturally carry with us. And so we want to maximize that with positivity. Now, I'm going to touch on the law of attraction. I'm not a manifesting type of guy. I believe in it. It is true, but you do not control everything. You are not in control of everything. There is a source that is greater than you, greater than I, greater than everything we can see and experience all the time. That's why I've said it before that there are monks who have been meditating for 60,000 hours and they still meditate every single day. 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day. Why? Because there's always more. We will never find the end because we can't. We are not the end. There's something so much greater than us that we can't even conceive it. That's why these guys are sitting down with their own minds trying to conceive it, but they'll never find the end of it. The law of attraction says that your thoughts and belief systems send out vibrations and energy to the world around you, the universe, whatever, and it will then bring that back to you. Okay? So that goes back to my example of the 2 guys going to see a movie. If one guy is in a positive mood, he's going to see the movie and most likely think that it was a good movie. And if someone is in a bad mood, they're going to see the movie and think that it was a bad movie. So that is that universe giving you back exactly what you were thinking already. So our thoughts and our feelings will become things. And this is where people get lost into thinking that they're their own God because they're too caught up in the fact that their thoughts and feelings become things. Well, you are not always in control of your thoughts and feelings. Even those monks probably, I don't know, I've never met one. They might always be in control of their thoughts and feelings, but whatever. You are not. You are a normal, westernized American person like myself. And so because of that, you're going to create things that you don't want. And you're going to be thinking, well, I've been trying so hard not to do that. And it's just going to send you down a rabbit hole of not feeling good about yourself because you think that you're in control of everything at all times, and you are not. So we have to recognize that. But I digress. If you're thinking negative thoughts like, I couldn't get that promotion, I don't have the confidence to do it, I'll never be healthy because I'm sick right now and stuff, those things are going to keep happening in your life. They're going to keep coming to you because you're putting that out there. You've got to put positive thoughts out there, and these things will slowly but surely start to come back to you. And this is a lifelong process. That's how we stay in this fight, is we have to commit and know that this is lifelong. I'm not gonna reach some holy golden gate and walk through it one day and then everything is gonna be perfect and happen exactly as I want it. That's not true. This goes on forever. You must work towards this. Something to understand is that this is like a paradox, that your fear and inadequacies are equal to your conviction and confidence. So when you're feeling that fear and those inadequacies, you are essentially telling God that this is your level of conviction and confidence as well. So that's two sides of a coin, positive and negative, yin and yang, masculine and feminine, however you see it, fire and water. We want to be thinking more in our conviction and confidence than our fear and inadequacy, which is what we naturally do. Again, the mind wants to see the negative to protect ourselves. So we have to build this awareness, because the thing is like, I had this awareness when I was a kid and I lost it I squandered it. I squandered it by my own will. And so I had to work myself out of that. I had to fix my mind. I remember one time I was literally like a monk. I was on top of a mountain meditating, and I opened my eyes and I realized I'm this person with all of these habits and thoughts and feelings that are not me. I never wanted to be this person, and it's not truly me. How did I get here? So I had to deprogram my mind and then reprogram my mind with the things that I wanted. And that's something that meditation is the most powerful thing. It is the most powerful way to do that. So if you find yourself caught in negative loops, things are happening in your life that you don't like and you don't want, you've got to be able to flip that on its head. Because even if you lose a job, you lose a girlfriend, you lose a boyfriend, whatever it is, something bad happens to you, if you can see the positive in it. Even if you can't see the positive in it right now, that's fine. Most of us can. It takes time. Time heals everything. It takes time to see the positive. So what if we can just say, I know there's something good. There's something good coming from this. I don't know what it is, but there is a reason for it. If you can say that, that reason will come to you eventually. It will come to you. When it does, it's a beautiful thing for you to recognize. That's why that happened. Oh, I'm telling you, I have cried in the middle of my meditations because I've realized things like that. And I cried because I was like, man, I caused myself so much heartache, so much pain, and this was happening for me, not to me. This was a good thing for me, and I thought it was bad, so I caused myself a ton of pain. And then I went out and I hurt other people. Hurt people, hurt people. If you're a hurt person, you're most likely walking around hurting other people, and you don't really know it. Like attracts like. If you are we all know this to be true, if you are in a positive state, you'll attract a positive person around you. Somehow you two will be attracted to each other, and you will start dating if it's romantic, or you will become friends if it's non-romantic. We all know this is true. They talk about love at first sight, there is sometimes when you're around someone of the opposite sex that you get around them and there is a spark. There's something just beautiful and magnificent about them. And they, like, it's beyond how they physically look. There's a spark between you two and you both feel it. So this is that you two are in the same kind of vibrational energy, and so you're syncing up, you're connecting perfectly, and things just flow between you two, whatever it is, friendship, romantic. So we want to be in that positive state, that law of attraction, positive state, so we can bring these things back to us. Now, again, like I said, this is not the end all be all. So if you dive into the rabbit hole of law of attraction and you're meditating and you're journaling and you're writing positive affirmations on your whiteboard and reading them aloud to yourself and feeling it and all this stuff, it is bringing the opportunity to you, but you have to work to be able to grab the opportunity. You have to take action in the real world to grab the opportunity. That's why I said I'm not going to get too deep into this stuff, because we're still living in the American reality where you have to take action. You have to do things. America is a very like masculine type society on what it was built on, capitalism. That's a very like masculine thing because you have to take action in the world. You can't just sit back and wait for things to come to you, because we don't live in that communal type environment where you can sit and relax and just be a positive person and everything will come to you. That's not how America is. So we want to be able to take action. So we want to be positive to bring those things closer to us, but we want to take action so we can reach out and grab that thing that we want, whatever that be. Health, wealth, love, we all want the same thing. And if we can recognize that we all want these things, it will make you a more positive person, because you'll realize when you're walking around and moving around the world that everybody is just trying to move towards these things. So take that with you. I hope this has helped you. Please comment things that you want me to speak about. Thank you for coming to my channel, and thank you for watching.